Okay, no, that was just rude AF.
Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
What's up, guys? It's your boy RHONY. We are back with another video. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. Listen, if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that notification bell button because you don't want to miss a single drip drop of what we got going on this channel right here. And today we're going to be talking about the one and only Andy Cohen and Titus Burgess, the beef and the verbal smackdown that occurred this past weekend on Andy's show, Watch What Happens Live. Now, just to recap for those of you who do not know what happened, Titus Burgess slammed Andy Cohen on Instagram on Monday after appearing on the July 28th episode of his late night talk show, Watch What Happens Live, after the Real Housewives creator questioned Titus about his time working with Eddie Murphy on the upcoming film Dolomite Is My Name, and reminded Titus that Eddie had once been very problematic for the gays. Titus labeled Andy as a messy queen for bringing up old rumors. During Sunday's show, Andy asked Titus if he was close to Eddie, and he seemingly gave a nod to Eddie's past use of anti-gay jokes, which he apologized for in the 90s. He wasn't problematic for Titus, Titus replied in the clip. We had a wonderful time. We talked about Dreamgirls. He should have won the Oscar, I believe. Now, according to Titus, any issues Eddie may have had with the gays must be a thing of the past because he loved me. What are you saying, Titus? Andy then asked. Keep going, girl. Do your show, Titus responded, looking visibly agitated. Following the show, he took to Instagram to call Andy out. She can be a messy queen. Yes, I said it. Don't care who knows either. He should remember his talk show isn't an episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's a place where artists come to talk about art and have a little fun. Not a place to rehash old rumors or bring a star negative press, Titus wrote in the comments section of a recent Instagram post. Titus also slammed the host for his ratchet behavior and blatant disregard for one of his guests. If only time were taken to know who I am and not assuming that I am the character I play on TV, he would know how to conduct a proper interview at all. I received 4 Emmy nominations for acting, not for being myself. He was lucky I had my wits and Christian values that day. Always keep it classy, Titus continued. Being friends with other talented celebrities doesn't make you talented, it makes you friends with other famous celebrities. He should rip a page from Anderson Cooper and learn how to do his job, he added. Following Titus's rant against Andy, a source close to the production of Watch What Happens Live told BuzzFeed that Titus's comments were truly unwarranted. Meanwhile, on Monday, Andy addressed Titus's statements himself on his Sirius XM series Andy Cohen Live. He wasn't having me, Andy said. What can I tell you? From the jump, I was trying but had no idea. Now, according to Andy, he first felt pushback from Titus after asking him about his work on the musical adaptation of The Preacher's Wife. I said, oh, you wrote the musical for The Preacher's Wife. And then I said, I didn't know that. That's a great idea. And he said, you talked about it 2 other times on this show. And I was like, oh, I think that was the first point Andy recalled. I've done 1,300 episodes. Forgive me for forgetting that you wrote the musical about The Preacher's Wife. He continued, by the way, I still think it's a great idea. I'm still excited to talk about it. I was being supportive, but yes, I forgot. I'm sorry that I forgot your upcoming project. I know I shouldn't have forgotten. I like the guy. I ran into him at a bar in Harlem like 8 months ago, and we had a really nice talk, so I don't know. He made an entertaining show, I'll tell you that, and he added, sometimes it's fun to watch the show when the guest hates the host. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's really get all the way into it, okay? So let me tell y'all something. For those of you who do not know or may not remember if I've talked about it before, but I come from a news and entertainment background. So I used to be a talk show host on a morning show called The Daily Flash, right? So here's the thing, and I've hosted other shows in the past on radio, on television, digital, all over the place. So here's the thing. Now, as the host of a show, especially a daily show, we do prep for the show and we try our hardest to prep for interviews. Now, there were times when I would have to interview someone who I was not necessarily familiar with because I had a ton of other things and segments that I was producing, right? And I'm not trying to make this about me, but I'm giving you guys some perspective. So as Andy being the host of his show and also being one of the producers of his show, not to mention countless other shows and having countless guests and trying to be a new dad, I think it's safe to say that, listen, I don't know every single fact about every single guest that comes through my show. And at the end of the day, I've been a guest on shows and I've been the host of shows, right? So as an interviewer, listen, if I'm coming on to your, if I'm inviting you to my show, right? The thing about it is Titus might need to watch Andy Cohen's show because Andy does get a little messy, but it doesn't ever seem to be like anything too crazy, right? Although I know that Lil' Kim has some issues with him too. Now, at the end of the day, that's this man's platform. That's his platform. That's his platform. You going onto his platform to promote your shows. Now, as a guest, here's the thing. You can take one of two routes. You could take the I'm gonna be politically correct route and promote my stuff, or I'm gonna make a moment route. And I feel like that's what Titus did, was he made a moment. Now, you can consider that a good or a bad thing because some people will argue that all press is good press. However, what that looks like for me, as someone who works in the entertainment industry and as someone who is a producer, for me, I don't listen. If it had been my show and and I was Andy, I would have been like, security, escort this man off the step. Like, you got to go. Like, you're not gonna say, keep going on with your show, girl. Not to me while I'm sitting there and you drinking my alcohol. No, you're about to get off my platform and you about to go, okay? Now, the great thing about Andy Cohen is, as he said, it makes for great television because that creates a moment, honestly, and it creates buzz for Andy's show, whether it's good or bad, and it also creates buzz for Titus. So at the end of the day, they both kind of win because now people gonna want to talk to Titus because of this incident that he had with Andy Cohen. So now he's gonna look like even better because beef sells, y'all. At the end of the day, beef sells. So at the end of the day, really in reality, I think that Titus was rude AF, to be very honest with y'all. I think he just kind of appeared to be somebody who was even messier by responding in that way. Now, it's fine, I think, to correct someone if they ask you a question and maybe the host did not know as much as they should have known, but you being the guest on the show, that's your opportunity to educate and re-educate the audience because just like he asked that question, somebody else probably had it at home. So you had an opportunity to say, yo, let me let y'all know who Eddie Murphy today is. You know what I'm saying? This man was amazing. I have nothing negative to say about him. And now you had an opportunity to correct something that people might have thought about in the past and let him know that, yo, this man is now an ally. He is not somebody that's, making those same types of jokes. And guess what? He did apologize back in the day. So that's a good thing. That's a great step forward. That was a moment that you could have made into something else. But you took that away from all of that and made it into something else by saying that next statement, like, go ahead with your show, girl. At the end of the day, I felt like that was very rude. And it was just like, honestly, I can't stand people who do that type of stuff because it's like you ain't got no home training. That's like going into somebody else's home, and even though they may not know something about you, you don't, as the guest, don't insult that person in their own home. That's just me. Now, again, it makes for great TV, and I know a lot of y'all are going up for his behavior, for getting at somebody that y'all consider messy. I mean, can Andy Cohen be messy? Absolutely, but I mean, it's a show. Like, at the end of the day, and granted, even with me commenting on this and talking about the fact that I think that Titus was in the wrong, it did make for some amazing television. I mean, let's be real. Like, we look back at Wendy's show. The reason why, I think one of the reasons why that she ended up, I think one of the things that solidified Wendy's show back in the day was that she had Omarosa on the show and they went at it. Y'all remember that back in the day? Comment below if you remember that moment, because that moment is still out there on YouTube, so you guys can look that up. If I can find it when I post this video, I'll actually put it in the description of this video below. But I'm gonna let y'all know, somebody come on to my show and they talk to me kind of crazy. I don't know. Like, there's two parts of me. There's the part of me that nobody's gonna talk to me crazy, and like I just can't. I can't process that. But then the producer in me is thinking to myself, well, he's creating a moment right now, so it's gonna work for my benefit regardless. So at the end of the day, you calling me messy, but you just as messy, boo. Like, that's how I feel about it. At the end of the day, that's how I feel about it. And if I was his PR person, I would really talk to him about, look, yo, like, as you continue to excel in your career, you can't react angry and aggressive because somebody an interviewer isn't either as well versed on your career, or if they ask you questions that are a little bit out of pocket. You got to be able to turn that thing around. Like, everybody learns that in media training. Maybe this man ain't been media trained, I don't know, but let me know what y'all think. Were y'all here for his response? Let me know down in the comments. We can agree to disagree, that's fine. In other news, Media Takeout is reporting that Wendy Williams, Andy Cohen, and speaking of Andy Cohen and Wendy Williams, they're reporting that Wendy Williams is being courted for the Real Housewives of New York, which will make her one of the first African-American co-stars on that show. Let me go ahead and probably shoot this down because I don't think that Wendy is interested in doing that type of thing at all. I can't see her, although I consider Wendy the ultimate housewife, meaning she is a boss. She is technically still a wife. And she has a platform that she uses similar to the way that the housewives are currently, if that makes any sense. Y'all get what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like in my mind, I would love it, right? But in the reality of the way the situation going, no, that ain't for Wendy. Wendy, I think the great thing that we like about Wendy is that she kind of gives us her private life in doses. And we get the other half on the news, okay? And I don't think that she's interested in putting out what she doesn't want out there, and that's what you have to do when you're on a reality show. Trust and believe, I know. Okay, so I don't think that she's willing to do that at all. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot down that rumor right now. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about it. I mean, who was in the right, Titus or Andy? You team Andy, you team Titus. I'm already made it clear what team I'm on. That's just me. And it may be the unpopular opinion, and I'm fine with that. Let me know about Wendy Williams. Let me know if you guys could see her on Real Housewives of New York. I can't see it for the life of me, but that's what the people are reporting, and we take some things with a grain of salt around here. But anyway, make sure you guys tune in for more videos like this. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DJRichieSkye, and I will see you in the next video.